Hello, Carrier Team 1. This is Brent Miller, your Ships Force Resource KSN Process Master. Also in the room today, I have Frank Kraus, our Maintenance Assessment Team Lead, my ESC sponsor, Captain Hannah Krewalt, and my line leaders, Ron LaFreniere, Dean Barrett, Brent Picard, and William Chesser. The mission of the Ships Force Resource KSN is to provide ships with the knowledge, guidance, and tools necessary to plan and execute a C&O availability. Our vision is the ship's force completes the quantity of work that's based upon the length of the availability, the condition of the ship, and agreed upon by N43. So with that, let's get into the specifics of this report. Let's start off talking with the fiscal year 21 annual plan initiatives. The Ship's Force Resource KSN had 5 initiatives this year. 4 were complete, 1 is being carried forward next year. Our first initiative was to review the assessment process. We wanted to look at the assessments that are completed and see, do they bring value first off, and then do the checklists, discuss and look at the things we needed to during those assessments. We completed this during one of our virtual face-to-faces. The entire Ships Force Resource membership said, yes, these are of value. And then we did go to tweak the checklist just slightly. But with that, initiative number 1 was complete. Initiative number 2. Initiative number 2 is look at the CAS team and see if there's some way we can make that work better. We've recently had a problem, especially in the Pac Northwest, of not being able to man the CAS team fully with multiple ships in a C&O availability. So currently, while Ships Force Resource KSN is calling this complete for the initiative for fiscal year 21, it is slightly ongoing. We have the CNAP N43 has a pilot project going on how you man a CAS team. The current pilot project is taking the normal 4 contractors that are assigned to a ship in a C&O availability, and they have changed it slightly. They're using 2 contractors, 1 shipyard individual, and 1 N43 individual. That N43 individual currently is a retired LDO of the nuclear type, and he is really helping the maintenance manager and RMO with CSMP reviews and lessons learned. So right now, I've given that a thumbs up on the initiative and the pilot project for there. Initiative number 3, to create a standardized work candidate list. I often say you don't know what you don't know. So over about 6 months of our monthly teleconferences and 1 virtual face-to-face, the Ships Force Resource KSN membership created a standardized work candidate list. This is simply so a maintenance manager and RMO can go look at these work candidates, see if there's any work that needs done, and either add them to the Ships Force work package, and if they're working great, they don't need to add them. Initiative number 4. This is the one we did not complete and are carrying over to fiscal year 22. The Ships Force Resource Manual still requires a revision. It was last done in 2017. Our 5-year point is 2022. We will continue that to include any changes that have been made over the last 5 years and also incorporating the Ford class. And we always work on training with Ships Force Resource KSN. So this year we did call this complete. The job planning aids were revised. That was a great success. We've also been looking at the Ships Force Zone Manager program, and we'll continue to work on that. This will be an initiative every year, probably for the rest of the life of the Ships Force Resource KSN. We have to continue on giving Ships Force the tools to better plan and execute a C&O development. This one's complete. Over the next few slides, we'll look at our key Ships Force Resource KSN training metrics. Here's our Ships Force KSN overall health. You'll see it maintains somewhere between 80 and 93%. Currently, we have a little bit of a downward trend. I will go ahead and say this correlates with the COVID effect of not having some in-person events. And also, we've been having a lot of multiple platforms and phone numbers for our events. So it hasn't been very a steady process this year. Here's our Ships Force Resource KSN commitment. This is the one I'm most concerned about. Over the last 6 months, we do have a trending downward, and I really need to fix this. But I still believe that Last week we had our first in-person Ships Force Resource KSN face-to-face. I think that's going to re-energize everybody, and they made a lot of great contacts last week, and I look forward to this number coming right back up. Here's your Ships Force Resource KSN performance metrics. These come from our metrics that the CAST team delivers to me monthly. This is based on work planned, work executed, coup phase executed, and materials provided to the ship to get the Ships Force work package done. There's a lot more behind these numbers than you'll see. They do vary all the time, depending on where and how many ships we have in the CNO availability. And I'm not concerned about these at the time. We will be, as you see in the fiscal year 22 annual plan, we will be looking at metrics very hard, and I think we're going to have some great metrics for next year. Here's our Ships Force Resource KSN initiatives. We've already discussed about the initiatives. 4 or 5 were completed. Our metrics at the end of the year were 84%, and that's really based on not getting the Ships Force Resource Manual revision completed. All right, let's talk about fiscal year 22 and our initiatives for that year. Initiative number 1 is going to be a metrics overhaul. We're currently going to change the way we collect metrics. We're going to look more for leading and lagging metrics and to be able to adjust the way Ships Force is performing based on these metrics. I'm looking forward to this a lot. Initiative number 2 is to align with the NSSY and future sailor maintenance. This is going to last the whole fiscal year. We know this is very important. We're even discussing this at the 3LG today. So we need to make sure Ships Force is involved with this, and that what the Ships Force Resource KSN does is aligned with these 2 initiatives. I'm really looking forward to this one also. As I said when we discussed the fiscal year 21 initiatives, we will always have training for Ships Force included on our initiatives. This year, for that, we're going to go look at the Ships Force Zone Manager Qualification Program. We've kind of skirted around this before. We worked on the qual card before. We worked on certain trainings before, but we are going to go cradle to grave this year. I want the work integration managers and the CAST team, maintenance managers, and RMOs to have the tools to train their zone managers so that the zone managers are ready to go when they come into the shipyard environment. This is going to be, we're going to look at the qual card. We're going to look at training that's done in PRC 1, PRC 2, and just-in-time training. This should be a really good product by the time we get done this year. And initiative number 4, this is our carryover from fiscal year 21. We're going to get the revision done to the Ships Force Resource Manual. This is going to take a lot of work. We really need to make sure we capture the lessons learned we've had over the last 5 years. Some things, if we're not doing them for the manual, we need to make sure the manual reflects what we're really doing. And most importantly, the forward class needs to be incorporated in our manual. So this one, we should have a brand new book by the time we're talking next 3LG, and be ready to discuss that. With that, I really thank you for your time. This has been great to discuss with the group, the Ships Force Resource KSN, and looking forward to any conversations you want to have off in the hallway or after the meeting. Thanks a lot.